Have you ever found yourself doing, well, what feels like absolutely everything right when it comes to your health? Maybe even, trying to shed a few pounds, but the scale barely budges.
Hmm.
Or perhaps you're trapped in that really frustrating cycle of dieting, constantly blaming yourself when things don't quite go as planned. It's incredibly easy to fall into that trap.
It really is.
But what if the real problem isn't your willpower or
Hmm.
or your dedication? What if it's that pervasive yet kind of outdated eat less, exercise more philosophy itself?
Exactly, that old model.
Today we're taking a deep dive into some truly eye-opening insights from Metabolism Makeover by Hansen. Now this isn't just another diet book.
No, not at all.
From what we've seen, it's more like a comprehensive roadmap that will educate and empower you to make decisions about what to eat, how to move, and how to live in a way that supports your body no matter what season of life you are in.
Yeah, it's framed as a real guide. Our mission today really is to uncover the truth about a healthy metabolism and give you those actionable steps to make true and lasting changes once and for all, just like the book promises.
Think of this as your shortcut, maybe, to understanding why traditional dieting often just falls short and how you can genuinely support your body for, lasting health and sustainable results.
Let's start right there with that flawed foundation so many of us grew up with, the eat less, exercise more model. Basically, calories in, calories out.
Right. And the author, Hansen, she shares this incredibly relatable story from when she was a dietetics student. She was like meticulously calculating calorie deficits.
Doing the math.
And on paper, all the theory made perfect sense. But then she describes this moment of eating an entire jar of peanut butter with her bare hands, feeling sick, gross, and embarrassed.
Wow, yeah.
And it was then that this powerful realization hit her. The problem was never the calories. The problem was right inside my head.
That's such a profound insight. And it really highlights two main reasons. Traditional dieting, well, biologically and mentally, it sets so many of us up for failure.
Okay.
First, there's what the book calls metabolic adaptation. Your body, it's incredibly smart, right? Resilient. When you drastically cut calories, it adapts. It has to survive.
It fights back.
It literally learns to require fewer calories just to function. The book uses this great car analogy. Imagine driving a car a distance that requires a full tank of gas on only 3/4 of a tank.
Okay, yeah.
You're going to have to either find a shortcut, learn how to be more fuel efficient, or refill your tank at some point.
Yeah.
Your body is exactly the same. It fights that restriction by lowering its metabolic rate.
Leading to that weight loss resistance she
Yeah.
talks about.
In second, this whole approach inevitably leads to food anxiety and disordered patterns. When your mind is constantly thinking food equals weight gain, you develop this fear around it.
Makes sense.
And this food anxiety creates a constant preoccupation. Often it looks like a cycle of restricting, then overeating, and then feeling just awful guilt, shame, or disgust.
Right.
The book uses Alex's story, kind of a composite character who tracks everything, pushes hard, but just ends up fatigued, bloated, anxious around food, and critical of her body, often right back where she started, or sometimes even heavier.
It becomes so clear, doesn't it? Diets focused just on calorie restriction are, well, they're basically setting you up for failure because of how your body works.
Yeah, it's biology.
It's not a moral failing, it's just a deep biological response. So, okay, if that old model is flawed, what's the alternative?
This is where Hansen introduces her alternative, the metabolic ecosystem. It's a holistic solution built on 6 key pillars that create the foundation for your metabolic health.
6 pillars, okay.
And she calls this framework your golden ticket, not just for losing weight, but also for keeping it off for good. It's really a paradigm shift.
A golden ticket, I like that.
Yeah, it's a crucial idea. These 6 pillars are mindful blood sugar control, building and maintaining muscle, consistent movement, prioritizing quality sleep, effective stress management, and cultivating a healthy gut.
Okay, quite a list.
And what's really key here is how interconnected they are. It's not about just picking one. If just one pillar is neglected, it can have this domino effect on everything else.
Right, like they all influence each other.
Exactly. Think about sleep, for example. Poor sleep directly messes with your blood sugar, your hunger hormones, your stress levels, your gut. Even your ability to recover from exercise and your energy for the day, they're all tangled up.
Okay, so let's dive into the first pillar then, Chapter 2. Manage your BS, blood sugar, that is. The book claims this will completely change the way you think about food. Does it live up to that?
I really think it does. It starts by breaking down carbs, sugar, starches, and fiber. Now, both sugar and starchy carbs raise your blood sugar. That triggers insulin release.
Right, the insulin response.
And when this happens chronically, it It causes two big problems. First, high insulin can lead to insulin resistance. Your cells just stop listening properly to insulin signal to take up glucose. That's a path towards type 2
Oh,
diabetes.
like that's serious.
And second, large amounts of insulin actually block your body from burning fat. The book uses that example of the acai bowl. Seems healthy. Fruit, granola, honey.
Yeah, it looks great on Instagram.
Totally. But if it's not balanced, it can wreak havoc on your blood sugar. High insulin, fat storage encouraged, then a crash that makes you crave more sugar. Vicious cycle.
Okay, so what's the simple solution the book offers? How do we navigate this?
It's the PHFF framework. Protein, healthy fat, fiber. Simple idea. Ask yourself at every meal, where's my protein? Healthy fat, fiber.
PHFF.
Got it. It's not about counting calories. It's about giving you the knowledge, the empowerment to make your own decisions. It changes your relationship with food from restriction to, informed choice.
I like that. Empowerment.
Precisely. And each part is crucial. Protein has the highest thermal effect of food, TTFA. Your body burns more calories just digesting it.
Oh, interesting. A metabolic boost right there.
Exactly. Plus, it's the most satiating, keeps you fuller longer, and obviously essential for building muscle.
Yeah.
The book suggests around 0.8 grams per pound of body weight, maybe up to 1 gram per pound if your BMI is around 25 and you really want to support muscle. But crucially, don't obsess over the numbers.
Right. Guidelines, not rigid rules.
Yeah. And it notes that plant proteins, while great, are less dense. So you might need more volume to get the same protein hit as from animal sources.
Okay, protein covered. What about healthy fat?
Healthy fat slows down digestion. That's key. It acts like a buffer, preventing those big blood sugar spikes, and it helps curb cravings by making you feel satisfied longer.
So things like avocados, nuts, olive oil.
Exactly. Monounsaturated fats, omega-3s from fish. We want to distinguish those from the industrial omega-6s in, processed vegetable oils like canola or soy. Those can actually promote inflammation, which messes with your metabolism.
Got it. Avoid the bad fats. And the last F, fiber.
Fiber. Your body can't break it down, so it literally stretches your stomach, signaling fullness. Plus, it's another key player in preventing blood sugar spikes.
Soluble, insoluble. Where do we find it?
Non-starchy veggies, chia seeds, beans, great sources. The book gives this stark comparison. Your average salad might have 4.5 grams of fiber. A high fiber salad can easily hit 15 grams. Most of us are seriously lacking fiber.
Wow, 4.5 versus 15, that's a huge difference. Okay, this PHFF thing makes sense. But what about carbs overall? Are we avoiding them?
No, not at all. This leads to the idea of carbohydrate thresholds. The goal isn't demonizing carbs. It's understanding your body's individual capacity to use them for energy right away in your muscles and liver instead of storing them as fat.
So there's a limit per meal?
Generally, yeah. Around 30-40 grams of starchy carbs per meal seems to be a good starting point for many. Maybe up to 50 grams if you're about to be active. And the focus is really on those starchy ones, bread, rice, potatoes, beans, not the tiny amounts in, say, broccoli.
Okay, focus on the starchy carbs.
Right. The daily carbohydrate guidelines suggest maybe 1 to 3 servings a day, but it really depends on your activity level, your health.
Yeah.
It's super individualized.
So listen to your body. If workouts feel sluggish.
Exactly. That could be a sign you need a bit more strategic carb intake. The book has this practical build your own BYO meal guide and a way to adjust it. If you're hungry just 2 hours after eating, add more healthy fat next time. Sluggish in workouts, try adding a bit more carb.
That feels very adaptable.
It is. And importantly, the book notes that your initial hunger and fullness signals might be, kind of messed up from years of dieting. But they will come back if you consistently nourish yourself properly. We see it with clients like Carol lost 11 inches eating more food than she ever had before.
Eating more food and losing inches, that's powerful. Okay, so blood sugar is key. What's next? The book makes this bold claim about muscle is money.
Yeah, this one really challenges conventional thinking.
Totally. Many of us, myself included, we've been taught cardio is the king for weight loss, right? But the book talks about that frustration of always having to cut calories more and more because your metabolism adapts and you lose muscle.
That's such a critical point. The book explains why tons of long, high-intensity cardio sessions can actually backfire for long-term fat loss.
How so?
Your body sees it as needing endurance.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts shedding muscle, which is just extra weight for endurance, and it holds onto fat because fat is great, easily stored fuel.
Wow. So cardio can make you less muscular and more prone to storing fat.
In the long run, for some people, yes. It echoes Dr. Gabrielle Lyon. We are not over-fat, we are under-muscled. Then it breaks down your TDE total daily energy expenditure.
Right, total calories burned.
And here's the shocker for many. Eat the calories burned during exercise. Only 5–10% of your daily total.
Only 5–10%? That seems low.
It does. But your BMR, basal metabolic rate, just calories burned, keeping you alive at rest, is 55–75%. Huge difference.
Okay, so boosting DMR is where the real leverage is?
Exactly. Increasing your BMR will give you the biggest bang for your metabolic buck.
And how do we do that? Build muscle, right. So the book points to two main things.
2 core strategies. Consume enough protein. Aim for at least 30 grams of animal protein per meal, or use plant powders boosted with amino acids to really trigger muscle protein synthesis.
Okay, protein again. Crucial.
And second, strength training. Lifting heavy things, moving muscles against significant resistance.
So hitting the weights, what's the key principle there?
Progressive overload. Basically, consistently trying to lift a bit heavier or do more reps each week. The book calls it the simplest, surefire way to build muscle.
Makes sense. You got to challenge the muscles to make them grow. But what about the bulky fear, especially for women?
Yeah, common concern. The book reassures folks it's highly unlikely for women to get bulky without, specific hormonal help. Building that kind of mass takes a lot more testosterone than most women naturally have.
Okay, good to know. It really shifts the focus, doesn't it? Away from just calorie burn during the workout.
Towards genuinely gaining strength. And that's not just about looks or weight. It's about health, vitality, living longer and better.
Yeah. The story about Rochelle, the 65-year-old who gained sexy muscle definition for the first time after strength training, that's inspiring.
It really is. And the book gives practical advice like a sample 1-month program and stressing tracking progress with measurements or photos, not just the scale.
Okay, ditch the scale obsession. Focus on strength. Love it. But it makes you think, is that hour in the gym enough if you sit all day? That active, sedentary idea.
Exactly. The book tackles that head on. Even if you work out, many of us, we're just not moving enough throughout the rest of the day.
So this brings us to the pillar of living in motion. What does that mean exactly?
It's not just about formal exercise. Movement here means truly living in motion. All those low-impact, non-exercise things.
Yeah.
Walking, housework, fidgeting, taking the stairs, standing more.
Neat, right. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis.
Precisely. And it's important for a few key reasons. First, metabolic flexibility. Your body's ability to switch fuels, burn fat sometimes, carbs other times. Zone 2 cardio is key for this.
Zone 2, that's like moderate intensity where you can talk.
Exactly. 60–70% of your max heart rate. The book recommends aiming for about 150–180 minutes a week. Walking, easy cycling, that sort of thing.
Okay, and other benefits of just moving more.
Big one, blood sugar control. A simple 20-minute walk after a meal can significantly blunt that blood sugar spike.
Just 20 minutes, that's doable.
Totally. And third, it's fantastic for stress relief. Even short walks release endorphins, help you get into a more chill state, which, as we'll see, is crucial for metabolism, too.
That story about Jacqueline is great postpartum. Just added 2 20-minute walks a day, lost a pant size in 3 months without the gym.
It shows how powerful, consistent, low-intensity movement can be. The book gives tons of practical tips to sneak in more movement. Schedule walks like meetings, do random push-ups waiting for coffee, stand 50% of the day, walking meetings, take the stairs.
Habit stacking, like listening to this while walking.
Exactly. Walk on grass, barefoot sometimes.
Okay.
The goal is shifting towards total movement for complete metabolic health and longevity. It's not just steps. It's thinking, what do I want my last decade to look like? And moving now to support that.
A powerful reframe. Okay, next pillar. Sleep is your magic pill. We all know sleep's important, but why do we sideline it? The book's quote is intense. Sleep is for the weak. It's kind of like saying water is for losers.
Huh. Yeah, it really emphasizes how non-negotiable it is. Because sleep is when your body does its deep cleaning and repair work. Renewal, regeneration, tissues repair, cells detoxify, crucial hormones get regulated.
Hormones like?
Appetite hormones especially. Sleep deprivation lowers leptin, your I'm full signal, and raises ghrelin, your I'm hungry signal.
So lack of sleep literally makes you hungrier and less satisfied.
Yes, and often craving foods that don't really support your goals. Plus, bad sleep messes with brain function, emotional regulation, your ability to handle stress. It's foundational.
And the circadian rhythm piece? How does that fit in?
That's your internal clock. It dictates hormone release patterns. Important fat-burning hormones like leptin and adiponectin naturally peak around sunset, prepping your body to burn fat overnight.
So if you mess up that rhythm with late nights, inconsistent sleep, blue light...
You can hinder that natural fat-burning process. You're working against your own biology.
Wow. Emily's story really drives this home. Sleeping more, from 6 to 7 hours, and working out less led to losing 2 pounds in a week.
It shows how critical rest and recovery are. Sometimes less really is more. The book gives great, practical sleep hygiene tips.
Okay, like what? For trouble falling asleep?
Get morning sunlight, 10 minutes sun, 30 minutes clouds, help set your clock. Avoid caffeine 8–10 hours before bed. Dim lights around 6 p.m. Strict no blue light after 10 p.m. or use those red-tinted blockers.
And if you wake up in the middle of the night?
Cut the alcohol. It sedates you initially, but then disrupts REM sleep later. And absolutely minimize light exposure if you do wake up.
What about just inconsistent sleep schedules?
Prioritize consistency as much as possible. Or use the 90-minute sleep cycles idea. Aim for 35 cycles a week, minimum 30. Try to wake up at the end of a cycle, not in the middle of one. Feels way better.
Okay, sleep hygiene. Got it. Moving to another big one. Yes, you can manage your stress. The author's personal story about hitting rock bottom sounds intense.
It really is. Pregnancy, divorce, business, debt, undereating, overdrinking. She lays it bare to make a point. Chronic stress, it's not cool. It's not admirable. And while it may be common, it's definitely not normal.
That's such an important message. It's not a badge of honor.
Not at all. Stress is basically anything that taxes your body or mind. There's healthy microdosing stress like a cold plunge or a sprint, builds resilience. But then there's the overtaxing chronic kind.
And the body doesn't know the difference between, say, work stress and skipping meals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your body perceives physiological stress, undereating, overexercising, inflammation, and psychological stress, money worries, relationship issues, the exact same way. It triggers the same internal alarm.
The amygdala, hypothalamus, adrenaline, cortisol cascade.
Yep, that ancient survival response. Essential for acute danger. But when it's chronic, when cortisol and adrenaline stay high all the time, that leads to serious problems.
Like?
Damage to blood vessels, increased risk of heart attack and stroke, high blood sugar, insulin resistance, hormonal imbalances, more belly fat, gut dysfunction, increased cravings. It's a metabolic nightmare.
Okay, so how do we manage it? The stress bucket analogy sounds useful.
Yeah, the idea is we all have a bucket and it can overflow. Step 1, remove the low-hanging fruit stressors you can control.
Like lack of sleep, maybe over-exercising, endless doom scrolling.
Exactly. Fasting too long, constant phone notifications. Lighten that controllable load first. Then work on increasing the size of your bucket, your resilience for the stressors you can't avoid.
Makes sense. What tools does the book suggest for that?
3 really high-impact ones. First, the daily brain dump. Just free writing, get thoughts out onto paper. Doesn't matter if it makes sense, just release the mental clutter.
Okay, like a mental declutter.
Second, learn to flip the script. This is based on the idea that thoughts create feelings. Feelings drive actions, actions create results. The key is realizing thoughts are not circumstances. You can choose different thoughts.
So instead of I feel fat, maybe my clothes feel tight today.
Exactly. It changes the feeling, which changes the action. Third, breath work. Intentional breathing calms your nervous system, slows your heart rate, activates that rest and digest state.
Simple breathing exercises.
Even basic 4-count breathing works wonders. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. The book also mentions more advanced stuff like intermittent hypoxia training Wim Hof, Soma breath, which builds serious stress resilience over time.
Using these tools helps lighten the bucket and increase your capacity. Okay, final pillar, gut check. A silent metabolism killer.
Yeah, and a leading cause of weight loss resistance that many people just aren't aware of. Your gut microbiome, those trillions of bacteria, affects almost everything.
Immunity, metabolism, brain communication.
All of it. And an unhealthy gut often leads to chronic inflammation. The book talks about leaky gut. The gut lining breaks down, toxins leak into the bloodstream, causing system-wide inflammation.
And inflammation basically tells the body, don't worry about burning fat right now, we have bigger problems.
Pretty much. It deprioritizes fat burning. Plus, it impacts mental health hugely. Remember, 95% of serotonin is made in the gut.
So symptoms like bloating, anxiety, skin issues, fatigue could all point back to the gut.
Absolutely. The book gives a simple 3-step plan to support your gut at home. Cut, heal, feed.
Okay, break that down. Cut.
Limit processed foods, inflammatory oils, canola, corn, soy, artificial sweeteners. Reduce alcohol.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward, but impactful.
Yeah.
Support the gut lining. Glutamine, bone broth, gelatin can help. Prioritize sleep. That's key healing time. Also, check stomach acid, the baking soda test. Strategies like digestive bitters, apple cider vinegar, chewing thoroughly, cooking veggies, marinating meats, maybe 10, 12-hour fasts to give the gut a rest.
Lots of options there. And feed.
Feed the good guys. Emphasize whole foods, mostly plants, and importantly, a variety of foods for diverse bacteria. Lots of prebiotic fiber, and fermented foods for probiotics.
And people see results quickly with this, like less bloating, clearer skin.
Often, yes, those can be pretty immediate, quick wins, which is really encouraging.
Okay, that covers the 6 pillars. But then the book drops this bombshell. The entire metabolic ecosystem is only 20% of lasting change.
Right. Kind of mind-blowing.
So the other 80% is right inside your head. This leads to train your brain and live intentionally.
This is where it gets really deep. It's about the power of the subconscious mind. The book states flat out, the majority of our thoughts and therefore corresponding actions come from our subconscious mind.
So we need to work at that deeper level for real change.
Exactly. And the book uses Robert Dilts' logical levels model as a framework for that. It's a hierarchy for understanding change.
Okay, walk me through the levels.
At the bottom, environment, the where, conscious choices, like clearing out junk food. Then behaviors, the what actions, like eating PHFF. Willpower often fails here.
Right.
Next, capabilities, the how, skills, and understanding, like why strength training works. Then beliefs, the why, the driving forces. Limiting beliefs create a ceiling on what you think is possible.
Okay, beliefs are powerful. What's above that?
Identity, the who. This is the most powerful level. Who you are at an I am level. I am healthy. I am strong. It's a fundamental rebrand.
Like Cindy Kemp becoming a person who gave herself grace.
Exactly. That identity shift led to the weight loss. And finally, purpose, life goals. Your bigger mission, how this health goal fits into your life's purpose.
That's a fascinating model. So how do we apply this? The book has a process.
A really simple practical process. Preview, live, review for weekly intentional living.
Okay, preview.
Plan your week. Schedule those standing meetings with your pillars, workouts, bedtime, stress practices, walks. Think about how social plans might affect meals. Be proactive.
Then live.
Live the week according to your plan, but, and this is key with flexibility, let go of the all-or-nothing trap. The author shares her own week, showing how she adjusted for real life, less sleep, cravings, parties, without totally derailing.
Life happens. And review.
Reflect on the past week. Ask specific questions. How did I do with PHFF? Workouts, sleep, stress, gut health. This builds self-awareness and helps you adjust for the next week. Continuous improvement.
I love that cycle. Preview, live, review. But what about those moments of temptation? Vacations, parties, the diet danger zones?
Ah, yes. For that, the ultimate tool, the next best choice framework. This is about true food freedom. 3 steps.
Okay, lay on me.
1, pause. Just take a conscious beat when faced with a tricky choice. 2, walk through both options. Honestly ask, how will I feel if I eat this? How will I feel if I don't?
Acknowledge the consequences.
Exactly. 3, make a decision, then make a plan. If you do decide to eat it, what's the next best choice you can make? Pair it with protein, plan for the blood sugar dip, have a strategy.
So it's not about guilt, it's about conscious choice and planning.
Precisely. And here's the magic. It works even after you feel you've messed up. Had the unplanned cake. Okay. Pause. Understand why. What's the next best choice right now? Not tomorrow, not Monday. Now. It stops the spiral.
That feels incredibly empowering, breaking that all-or-nothing cycle.
Totally. The book adds other tips for danger zones, too. Minimal morning routine on the road, pack 9-11 mini meals, pick 1 indulgence per day, protein first always, avoid sugary mixers, maybe try sober weeknights, even PHFF-friendly hangover hacks.
Practical stuff for real life. Okay, so as people start this, what should they expect? The book says sustainable weight loss should take time.
Yes, managing expectations is crucial. This isn't a quick fix. The real focus should be on feeling confident, energetic, in tune with your body, not just the number on the scale.
Which brings us back to ditching the scale.
Pretty much. Unless using it has genuinely zero effect on your mental or physical health, the book advises against it. Track with measurements, photos, how you feel, your energy levels.
Diana's story losing 3 inches after ditching the scale for a month, realizing how much it controlled her mood. That's powerful.
It really is. Or Joe,
Yeah.
the guy who laughed about his body speaking to him, then found himself craving protein, even while out having beers after just 2 weeks of PHFF.
Your body starts telling you what it needs.
When you listen, yes, when
Yeah.
you give it the right fuel consistently.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a journey we've covered today. From busting the old diet myths to really understanding these pillars and, crucially, the mindset shift required.
It's a lot, but it's all connected.
Yeah. And just by listening, by taking this in, you listening are already, becoming that next version of yourself, more informed, more empowered.
Mm.
And remember, it really is about imperfect progress. It doesn't matter if you use that next best choice framework 100 times in a row. What matters is you keep going, that you love yourself enough to make the choice that supports you again and again.
So well said.
Yeah.
And maybe a final thought to leave people with. You absolutely have every right to stay in your old beliefs, your old patterns. That's always a choice.
Yeah.
But what never changes, never changes. If things feel stuck or difficult now, they'll likely stay that way until you decide to change, to apply some of this. The power really is entirely in your hands.